Hello, welcome to Idea TV. Here on the stage, my name is Whitney. As always, here on Idea TV, we bring you fantastic stuff. Startups from all over Uganda who are amazing, very innovative, entrepreneur, strong personas who have moved beyond just creating an idea to training it out there to people, to the community, to see that their ideas are not just ideas in one place, but the whole world is seeing and benefiting. In studio today, I have Entrepreneur. We look at you as an inventor here on IDEATV.
Well, not say it is an invention for a drug, but it is the process.
The process of
making the drug, yes. So it is an innovation that will make this drug affordable and cheap, so that hopefully everyone can be able to afford and access it.
So before we go into details of exactly your invention, the whole method, the process, the medicine, and what it's curing, I would like to know, what's the story of your life?
My name is Kamia Samuel.
Yes.
I'm a bio-entrepreneur. I have a degree in biochemistry from Makerere University. I love building things and hopefully also to make money off them and to change lives and change the world.
Interesting. So it's from the degree you had that actually this whole yearning desire to actually go ahead and create something came from?
I would like to think of the degree as a tool, as a means, to the end.
What really sparkled your desire to actually go for a drug that cures of all diseases, cancer? What sparkled that need?
What sparked that need was the experience from a close friend of mine, one of the best friend.
Yes.
The grandma succumbed to cancer, so she was sent off to the village with lots of painkillers, morphines.
Okay, so what happened to the friend's grandmother?
She had to be watched as the cancer took a toll on her and finally passed on. So when I read about that and the statistics, close to 27,000 people, Ugandans, are dying of cancer annually, and 80% of those within the year of their diagnosis.
Yes.
To me, I felt it wasn't just a statistic. These are people, these are friends, these are brothers, these are sisters, someone's father. So I thought of a way of making these drugs accessible and cheaper, so that we can do something to help them.
Yes.
And that's what drove the passion to innovate a way of producing, and that my startup has done well.
Okay, let's talk about your invention. Tell us in detail a little bit about your invention.
Well, it is based on what we call in science biomimicry. We get most of the drugs, antibiotics and anti-cancers from a certain type of bacteria, the Streptomyces species. Now, what the invention does is that it keeps the genes turned on. So it's like the on switch.
Genes.
Now, not the human genes necessarily, but the genes that make these organisms, the Streptomyces, to produce this drug. So I innovated and invented a way of keeping that state on. So instead of the normal quantities that are routinely obtained in conventional pharmaceutical manufacturing, this method goes beyond that and makes it 20 times. So with the 20 times and it being cheap and easy to use with locally sourced materials, we're able to bring the production cost significantly down.
And that calls for the prices to be different.
Exactly.
Okay, so now you mentioned about the process of the manufacture. I understand you're calling this an invention of the method, basically, and then the product is actually not that different.
That's true, and also I would include the products because the technology is not only open to a single product. It goes also, it applies to several others.
Okay.
Yes, basically we would have to just study the genomes of these organisms that are producing these drugs, and then tweak the process in some way and then adapt. So it brings in a whole new opportunity to produce several drugs, several of them, up to thousands.
Okay, and this coming from this specific drug that you've created, or some other drug?
This is, we used the specific drug that I've created, that we have produced so far is just the beginning platform,
Okay.
proof of concept. And so
when this drug being tasted, is it out on the market already?
Mine, for my startup, not yet
Yes.
out, yes.
So this drug that you show cures cancer is not yet out on the market?
It is not yet out on the market because we need to conform to the pharmaceutical regulations within the nation. Yes. So there is some work that needs to be done in the meantime. But hopefully, if all goes well, in a short time, it will be out on the market.
So are we looking at the testing process coming in very soon?
Yes. Because that's the remaining step. We call that bioequivalence studies.
I would like to ask about the tasting. Are you going to use a human being, a drug you haven't tested on anything? Usually you taste on something before it goes on a human being. So what are you looking at, the tasting? Because now the product you've not tasted, but you're just sure, according to the research, that it actually works.
That's correct. We are not going straight away to the human being. Yeah. We start with things like rats, rabbits.
So you haven't done all that testing?
That has been done.
Okay.
And that's why I'm pretty sure that we can now safely move to the human being.
Okay. So the other thing I would like you to tell us about, you mentioned sometime, we were sure that you have worked with the Uganda Institute Research, Industrial Research Institute, as an incubator. Is that when this whole drug process was happening? Exactly.
So we had to use their labs, the biotechnology lab and the microbiology. So that's where most of this work.
How was that like? You using their lab for your own research and you're an incubator. What's the story?
Well, I think that's one of the best things that have happened. A scientist is not a scientist without a lab.
Okay, so
yes.
I'd like to know more of that.
Well, so with the little that they would avail in the meantime, so I worked on, toiled away, spent nights in the lab, and after a year and a half, well, we had something positive to show for it.
Okay, so back to your drug, looking at the drug as a cure for cancer, Uganda, this could be really the hope. You know, the dream come true, that finally we have something that can actually solve the problem of cost. What are you looking at mainly as your drug to solve, apart from death of cancer patients?
Apart from that, well, there is the burden. When someone is taken down by cancer, the family is affected. Yes. This person could be the sole breadwinner. If we can give him an opportunity to continue living life productively, besides saving a life, I believe those close around will be helped in a way. And also, there is a need to have hope.
Okay.
Yes, because on the outlook to the future, most importantly, as we are looking at better ways of delivering this drug.
Yes.
So yes. So first we are solving the problem of cost and affordability, and then in that is wrapped up, improving the productivity of whoever is a sufferer, and also those who are around, reducing the financial burden. So in the future, say 5 years from now, we are looking at ways of delivering this drug, this and others that we have in line, and the horizon looks promising. Hopefully we'll have something to say of, and to go like cancer is curable. Okay.
Then being a Ugandan innovator in the terms of method, because you saw that, do you see this as the way forward for cancer patients, or the solution?
Yes, I see this as the way forward, because of recent we have had fundraising, car washings, and for a single individual. For one person. How long will that? And these are people usually who have access to people in the media or something like that. Now, what about someone who succumbs to cancer and is in some rural area? No one knows their story, and so no one will be able to fundraise for them. So what I want to change is for that person who is in the village, who knows nobody who could help them, to walk into a health facility and get these drugs cheaply or even for free.
Lovely, thank you. That's so amazing. Now I know actually where now this actually is a dream come true for so many people because they've lost hope. They're just there like stuck like, okay, I'm gonna go on my bed until I die and life goes on.
Yes,
So looking into the fact that you're looking at making these production costs low and you've invented a method how that can be done. At the same time, the cost you're looking at is going to be cheaper for people to actually access. What are the challenges you're facing, the challenges you're facing right now in the company to get this drug moving?
The challenge is basically the environment. The startup environment in our country is a bit hostile. There are no conducive conditions that would move this kind of work quite fast. So in the meantime, we can only depend on those who will be interested to invest in this endeavor, who also share the vision, or who have been victims, or who have had their loved ones being victims to cancer. So together we believe that we can change the current situation and be able to see this drug on market.
So that's all once we solve that, because I don't think the government is going to change right now. We could wait forever to have patients really cared. The machine recently broke down in our government hospital. So I'm thinking if we're going to wait for the government change of mind, that's going to take a while.
No, we can't wait because I've waited for 3 years already.
You spent 3 years doing this drug?
I did it, kept it in the freezer somewhere. So
do you have samples right now that you've worked on?
I do have samples, several of them, more than 12 or more than 2,000 doses of it.
So we can have investment come in and then this drug can actually go out there and then it's legalized and testing goes to place.
Yes, that's right.
Thank you so much. So I'm wondering, how can people get in touch with you? Do they get back to you from IDEATV? Because IDEATV.com, we have the accessibility to get to know you, but is there another way they can actually get to know where you are, how to find you?
On Twitter, at Kamia Samuel. Facebook, I also have a profile on LinkedIn.
It's still Kamia Samuel?
Yes, Kamia Samuel. That's what I go by.
Bioscientist.
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. It was lovely hosting you here to know that you're actually looking out to solve problems and so that people actually helped and there's a solution. People have actually lost hope because we have people who have given up. They're like, I get this disease, I go to the village, I get treatment.
A death sentence of some sort.
A death sentence, like I can write my will, more like in time before actually. So I'm looking forward to see how this goes out there and goes into another process from where we are to the future. So I'm looking at a bigger picture of how this can actually be the future of cancer patients in Uganda who can afford the expenses and we can't always wash cars for all these people. Yes, thank you so much, scientist and bio-entrepreneur. I love a bio-entrepreneur, that's pretty cool. It was lovely. Thank you so much for watching on IDEATV. This is The Stage. My name is Whitney. As always, I bring you very fantastic people, innovators, people trying to solve challenges, problems of this world. Here on IDEATV, my name is Whitney. See you next time. God bless you.